Every month, PlayStation gives PS Plus subscribers 2 free games. As a trophy hunter, I've decided to embark on a journey. Every month, I will pick one of the 2 games given out and obtain the platinum. Of course, if there's no platinum to obtain, I will complete the 100%. Since PlayStation has a history of controversial giveaways, I'm giving myself a lifeline. I'll be allowed to opt out of both free games 3 times this year. If I do choose to opt out, I have to play a game offered from a previous month. 12 months, 12 games. Come with me on this journey through the PS Plus games of 2020. Welcome to episode 2 of the PS Plus Challenge. February 2020 has given us 5 great titles, but this month's choice was a no-brainer for me. The BioShock games are some of the most atmospheric experiences. For this month's challenge, I decided to tackle the 3rd title in the series, BioShock Infinite. For those of you that have played Infinite, you know firsthand the intricacies of the story. BioShock Infinite puts the players in the shoes of Booker DeWitt. Booker is sent to Columbia, a city in the sky, riddled with racism.
Come on! Are you gonna throw it? Or are you taking your coffee black these days?
Classism. And ruled by a self-proclaimed prophet. Booker is tasked with rescuing Elizabeth, a young woman who has been held captive her entire life, and possesses powers to manipulate time and space. Tackling the platinum was pretty straightforward. First, play through the story and memorize all the levels, and then make sure to pick up all the collectibles along the way. Then clean up any miscellaneous combat trophies I didn't get through Chapter Select, and lastly, tackle 1999 mode. My first playthrough, I decided to start on normal. This was so 1999 mode wouldn't be a big shock later on, but so I could also move through the world at a reasonable pace. Of course, I made sure to keep a mental note of where infusions and voxophones were located, which would help me later in my second playthrough. After a lot of looting and shooting, it was time to take a break, catch my breath, and have a more somber moment.
Hi there. Guitar. Will the circle be unbroken by and by? Is a better home awaiting in the sky, in the
sky. Alright, back to business. Time to start 1999 mode. This is BioShock Infinite's hardest difficulty. Like with many games that offer difficulty settings, this mode puts you in the position where enemies can take and deal more damage while you take and deal less. But here's the kicker. In 1999 mode, every time you die, you lose $100. If you don't have $100, you're sent back to the main menu. And to make things even more challenging, the trophy called Scavenger Hunt requires the player to complete 1999 mode without purchasing anything from the dollar bill vending machine. This means you can't purchase health, ammo, or salts to refill your vigors. I first made point to collect infusions again and upgraded my shield first. The shield acts like a second health bar, except it replenishes itself. This would be vital in larger combat areas. Next was equipping the proper gear. Extra provides silver eagles when grabbing a voxophone. This is vital in maximizing the amount of silver I could collect and therefore the amount of lives I had. With all of these things in mind, I quickly made my way through over half of the game and experienced no challenge until the 3-round boss fight. Now a quick spoiler warning here. Feel free to jump to the timestamp below. This isn't story heavy, but the boss could be potentially considered a spoiler. So, you have been warned. Lady Comstock was the first time I felt challenged in 1999 mode. The first of 3 rounds was focused on keeping my distance, ignoring her soldiers as much as possible, and slowly chipping away damage. round 1 complete. Second round strategy was the same as the first. Immense patience and slowly progressing by chipping away damage from a distance. Quickly found myself in a sticky situation. I had no ammo and little salts. Looting the immediate area was unsuccessful and Elizabeth wasn't any help. After panicking for what felt like forever, I decided to hell with it and charged forward. Phew, that was close. Eventually it was time to put Lady Comstock to rest once and for all. I found myself struggling in the third round as there was very little cover and ammo was scarce. Then I discovered something. When Lady Comstock's soldiers are burnt with Devil's Kiss, she cannot revive them. And every time I die, the soldiers I've already killed don't respawn. My new strategy with this information was to kill as many soldiers as possible, die, and then repeat the process, until it was just the two of us left. I opened a tear, and slowly but surely defeated Lady Comstock once and for all. Once that was finished and dealt with, I again progressed through the game with little challenge, making my way to the final stand. After being unsuccessful a few times, I remembered something during the 3-round boss fight. I had accidentally placed my shield vigor on the pillars in front of me. They absorbed the damage and never seemed to break. I wondered if I could place a bunch of shield traps around the generator to protect it. A quick look at trophy forums confirmed this was already a known strategy. By placing the shields on the generator, that made it invincible and allowed me to finish my platinum run with success. Before starting this platinum, I remembered having a fondness of the game when it first came out, but I couldn't pinpoint why. In fact, BioShock Infinite had been in my personal backlog for quite some time, but as I progressed through Columbia, I began to remember why it lingered in the back of my head. The rich atmosphere that only BioShock can deliver and a dense amount of story mixed with fun combat made for an addicting experience. With a 6 out of 10 difficulty rating on PSN profiles, I was quite stunned. I'd probably personally rate it closer to a 4 or a 5. I've played games like Uncharted on Crushing and Call of Duty on Veteran, both of which were more challenging than BioShock Infinite's 1999 mode. But that's just my opinion. I cannot recommend the BioShock trilogy enough, especially Infinite with my newfound appreciation. If you're a trophy hunter, or not, everyone should experience what Columbia has to offer. I hope you enjoyed this episode of PS Plus Challenge. Come back next month for another episode. Happy gaming.